Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. How are you on this fine Wednesday night? Okay, let me get right to it. The apocalypse are here. They are here. No, I'm not. I'm joking. I don't believe that right as of yet, that this is the end of the world. But what I do believe that is definitely global warming.
Yes.
I have never seen anything like this before. And they tell me, is it in Long Island?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, New York, just a couple of miles, just several miles from me, where I live in Maryland, that there were, what do you call
swarm.
a swarm. It wasn't a swarm. It was Noah. Not Noah. It was Moses when he sent the plague. I mean, it was that many dragonflies.
Yes.
It swarmed the beach. Baby Crones, show them the picture.
Yes.
So if global warming isn't real, I just told you all about how my well almost dried up, was drying up. It's not dried up, but if we don't get some major
snow.
Yeah, but, and I don't want it, but nevertheless, I've been saying this, and so now it's undeniable that this is global warming, that this is something you hear happen over in the Middle East, or in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But over here in America, you don't hear swarms and things like that. Well, of course, we have the locust season, but we have mice and fields. But I mean, to see a swarm like that,
yeah.
Amazing. Baby, what you have to say about that?
Well, honestly, it makes me question this one article many articles I've been seeing, but not quite understanding. Because speaking of global warming, they are saying that the polar ice caps are melting.
Yeah.
And because of that, that adds more water to the oceans or seas. And because of that, that weighs down the earth. And because the earth is rotating and it has to maintain a certain speed, and that has to do with its mass, if earth gets heavier, it's going to start rotating slower, which scientists say it is, which means our days are just slightly getting longer. And I'm like,
and could time be speeding up a little, at least even by a second?
I feel that.
I think that's happening.
Time's speeding up instead of
even
slowing
if
down.
It's just for a second, it makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, but I truly believe that this is global warming. Embrace yourself. I mean, we don't know what's happening, because if it's tropical, if everything is becoming warmer and warmer, and truthfully it is. I mean, and I remember for years and years, no such thing as global warming, no such thing as global. Well, how do you explain this?
Exactly.
How do you explain this? Can you imagine America become a place for swarm stuff like this? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I don't know. That would be horrifying for me. Horrifying, just horrifying. Especially if I had to go out and horrifying. Especially if they found their way in my garage, just horrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lastly, in the global warming aspect, just talking about all the things that's happening. Also, the sea waters are getting hotter in Florida.
Yes, at the Florida Keys, yeah.
Yep, and the coral reefs are dying. And there's a whole movement on saving the coral reefs, because that has a whole ecosystem for fish.
That makes sense.
So if the coral reefs are dying, then there's fish species that are going to go extinct, because that's where they make their homes.
And I heard that the waters was 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And that means that water is hotter than my hot tub.
Yeah, I don't want to go in that when I'm hot.
Ooh, child. Ooh.
Florida, y'all can keep
that. They say your temperature is 98.
Mm-hmm.
That is 100. You got a slight temperature. Oh my God, that is crazy.
It is.
Things are changing. Brace yourself. But I know that this is just something great is about to happen to the earth. And I
Yes.
truly believe that it'll be on this side of the earth. I believe that. And I believe we're getting all these warnings and all of these things. It could be a great earthquake. It could be a bomb. It could be something, but I think it's going to be something massive. I truly believe that. I've spoken it. I've said it over and over. I'm just saying it. I mean, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe 15, 20 years from now. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it won't be like 50. Because
Yeah.
when I see things far off. And I've seen this coming 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had this dream 3 years ago. So time has passed, and I'm seeing signs that something is shaking the United States.
Yes.
Something has made those men go over there in Illinois and do practice triage.
Mm-hmm.
Something is going on. And they constantly telling people, get yourself 3 days worth of food, 3 days worth of water, at least a month, 2 weeks. They do this. Why?
Yeah.
They done already said, if you see this alarm go off, then you know, go to your local, they have warned us over and over and over, and you can't tell us because I guess it happens when it happens, right? No one knows the time nor the hour when sudden destruction comes. I'm not saying that the United States, all of it, I'm saying it's going to hit a population, and whatever you hit is going to immobilize all of us. It could be Florida, it could be California, it could be Texas.
Yeah.
Who knows? It could be, I'm naming every place, but I'm not naming Maryland, New York, New Jersey, I don't know. But whatever it hits, it will affect all of us. Maybe the Florida Keys. I don't know. It's just that they can't tell us when, because it's just one of those things that when it happens, it just happens. You wake up one morning and you just hear a tragic news and you're like, whether the powers to be or the powers that are have set it in motion, there will just be a time where we don't know. Just like 9/11 and all the other events.
Yeah.
Just like the president being shot at. You don't know. And it'll be just like that one of those days.
Yes.
Where you just don't know. And all I can say is just prepare. Prepare. Especially if you live in cities or near cities that are on fault lines.
Yes, most
or
definitely.
That have tornadoes. But this is going to be something massive that affects that affects the whole United States. But it's going to affect the region that it hurt.
Right.
Because that means other states have to get involved. And so when tragedy happens, then the United States, we all band together as one. You know how we do. So if it's something, it's going to be something that is going to affect commerce.
Yes.
So it's not going to be something little. It's going to be something that other states are going to have to get involved.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is California known for having forest fires?
Yes, they've been having
year?
forest fires for as long as I know. Well, not when I was younger, but I don't know. They started having a lot of them. I'm thinking maybe in the 80s or the 90s for sure. They just started having them, and now they're more rapid. It's like every year
I'm hearing about
a major fire. So many Hollywood people have lost stuff through the years, the decades. I don't know when they started, but they've always been there. But they just seem to be so rampant every year. And why? I mean, it must be beautiful to live in these places, but yet to live with the threat of that, I can't. I can't. That's why I didn't stay in California. After I experienced that first earthquake, I was fit to be tired because it is nowhere to run. It's scary. And people that live there act normal. I mean, I'm sure they feel jolted too, but it's a frightening situation.
I bet. And then lastly, on just things that are going on in the global warming aspect, we did hear recently about that explosion that happened in the Yellowstone National Park. How fitting we're talking about this, and this had to do to an hydrothermal, which basically means it was very hot underneath the surface, and because of that, that caused the chemicals to cause an explosion, which would be kind of similar to an earthquake, just different type of energy. So that's just telling you how, I mean, not to mention that also California just recently had an earthquake maybe a few weeks or a couple of days after this.
Mm-hmm.
But that just shows you more about the fact that things are really changing up Earth.
Are they changing here in America?
Mm-hmm.
They are rapidly changing. So much is changing, you know. I mean, they're making lab meat. They're having meat, chicken that could last for 25 years.
I could find the video. I'm gonna put it right here.
This is what they're doing, trying to preserve food and make food. This is what's going on.
Yeah, we should really stop eating meat, but maybe fish. Maybe fish is like the safest option.
Why? When the oceans are filthy. See, the thing is with you don't want to let it go.
Well, how else are we supposed to get a protein in it?
Then you just have to, you know how to get it. I'm not going to entertain that. She knows how she's supposed to get protein. She's just a carnivore.
No, you can get them from nuts and fruits. I mean, you can get them from nuts and seeds, but those are supposed to...
They'll have they have powders, they have powders, they have drinks, they have so many ways where you can get protein.
Fair enough, though. We consume like milk and dairy.
Okay, that not necessarily. Nobody telling you have to let it go. She's mourning something. See, that's because she knows deep in her heart that she has to turn away from meat. And she's mourning that. I'm just telling you the red flag on it. She crying over there. I gotta give up. Me, I'm not going to give up.
I'm totally no, because that's the only energy out of like all the energies that we really need. There's a specific type of proteins that we need that's supposedly only able to get from dairy and meats. And apparently nuts and seeds, but that's not healthy because it's not as digestible, which in and of itself sounds wrong. Why can't we digest nuts and seeds more than we can digest? It's just backwards in my opinion. That's my little pet peeve about the energy that I'm reading about. Because I feel like if we're supposed to be vegetarians or living off of the nature that's given to us, we shouldn't need to kill animals. So why do we need proteins from animals? And why can't our bodies make these proteins that we need too? That's another thing. There's something fishy about that. Maybe
esoteric, because this is an esoteric channel. Maybe during the fall of man, when he began to eat blood, maybe it did something to his DNA and eating blood, because remember they didn't cook. They would just take a long time to eat meat. People they make it look easy on TV where they just meat in the meat. No, they ate that meat raw, okay? And maybe something in it caused their DNA to change, and they have a craving for blood. That they get that kind of protein from the earth. Now, that don't have to be true, but that's just the way to look at it. See, that's it.
Yeah.
That's just another way, at least, you could start from there.
That explains the flaw.
It explains the craving for it, the craving for meat. It's a craving for that blood. And even though people say, well, what about fish? It's flesh.
Yeah. It's still a living animal.
It has blood. It's flesh. Just because you get the white meat, don't mean it don't have blood in it. It's blood. What about shrimp?
And those are bottom feeders.
They're bottom feeders. And but you crave it. You crave it. You season it up. Some people don't even see. Some people just throw it in the pan and eat it. Eat it mooing while it's mooing on the plate. Just see it top. See it and eat it. And like they said in a foreign country in Japan where they do eat raw meat like that and raw beef. They do. That's why they drink that suki or that sake alcohol to kill the worms.
Oh, okay.
That's what I heard on one of the cooking shows. So is that it? We got into it, or is there anything else that you want to creep us out with before we go?
No, I think.
Creepy crone.
Okay, I think I'll just leave it there.
So anyway, we just always like to drop you by. I thought this was so fascinating about that.
Dragonflies.
Those dragonflies. I would have been fit to be tired. Trust and believe. It would have been a wrap. It would have been so much I don't even know, because I don't even know if I would have had a blanket to cover myself. That would be the horrific thing. If I could wrap myself up in it, I could live through it. But the fact that stuff hitting and banging, and I don't know. I don't know if I could handle that.
No.
But now that I know those things are prone to happen in the United States, I will be prepared. I will never go to a beach and not have a blanket or a scarf, like something.
Yeah, you're actually right.
I would never
They
do
should
that
have
again.
a beach towel at least, even if it's sandy. Wrap it up around.
Yeah. But you know how we have just went to the beach and didn't have a towel set on the beach, you know. You know, the beach is there. You just go out, sit, and no. I know I will never do that again, ever. So that's my takeaway. Well, anyway, we hope you enjoyed our little talk about what's going on in the world around us, and especially in the United States. And yes, we do believe in global warming. And if you don't believe that, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yes.
You know? So anyway, what we going to say to that?
Yes.
Sunflowers!